Kathak is one of the 8 forms of Indian classical dances originated from northern India. Its form today contains traces of temple and ritual dances. The name Kathak is derived from the Sanskrit word katha, meaning story, and Kathaka, meaning he who tells a story. Today, the dance has moved from the spirituality of the temple and began to be influenced by folk elements. In Birmingham, we have a professional Kathak dancer named Sonia Sabri. She has a unique style of dance which blends with ancient and modern Kathak. Let's see what she's got to tell us about her dance and her company.
Kathak is a very naturalistic dance style in the sense that all the movements, the expressions come from our natural daily movement, and it's stylized to a certain point where it's very graceful, but at the same time it's very dynamic, it's very bold, it's very sharp, and you've also got the contrast of the lyricism, the gracefulness, the gentleness. And that is what a human being is. It has all those different contrasts within. So Kathak really amplifies a person's feeling.
Yeah, if you see, laid back, this was mostly because of the storytelling. It showed everything by a dance.
Yes.
But you have something unique over here in Britain. That is, you bring a unique dance style with Kathak and contemporary mix. How is that different? Why would you want that?
I think it's not something that I intentionally force or I create, because I think I was born and brought up here. I'm absorbed to so many different dance styles. I'm watching, I'm learning different musical disciplines. The range of artists that we have, visual artists, digital artists, that all somehow subconsciously informs my practice. So there are things that I'll try out, but it's staying within the principles of Kathak. The principles of Kathak are not so rigid. It's not like your little finger has to be like this or your nose has to be in that direction. It's about how do you amplify your feeling, but making sure that it still retains the Kathak image of Kathak. And I think because of those disciplines, my palette has grown and grown and grown, and it's very much British Kathak, but also very much my distinctive and personal style.
My name is Sonia Sabri and I am the musical director of the company. That means that I look after the musical input into the company. Sometimes I provide the input as a composer, sometimes I provide the input as somebody who is trying to just shape the show by arranging or by providing the arrangement where anything or various aspects will fit in. बजाओ भी बड़ा वाला ट्राई कर रहा है नहीं यही वाला and the volume for the right needs to come up. What you mentioned as folk arts or folk dance, where the dancers actually perform on the music and the music dictates the whole thing. The Kathak performance is very interesting in that way because there is a lot more interaction between the dance artist and the musician or a tabla player. What makes Kathak performance slightly more different, in a way, more interesting, that the role of a tabla player is much more involved in the performance than either just providing accompaniment or leading the performance itself.
My name's Parminder Dosanjh and I'm the project manager for Sonia Sabri company.
And I'm Yana Zalnikova and I'm the trainee at Sonia Sabri's company.
And I look after most of the projects here, and at the moment we're touring our new show called Garvish, which is a celebratory event that's touring the country, marking 10 years of the success of the company.
My position here is somehow helping with marketing, helping with posting flyers, e-flyers. Also, we're hanging out more flyers, and it's also about working on the website and page on Facebook. So sending a little bit more information about the whole performance that will be held this Saturday.
We have some education workshops as well, so we work with schools and we work with community groups just to kind of teach dance and also kind of advocate Kathak and some of Sonia's style of Kathak. And then we go on tour.
Why would our viewers come to your company and learn Kathak from you?
It's an art form which not only comes back to the roots, the cultural roots, but it's so hip, it's so modern, it can be as funky as you want it to be. And when I teach, I try and bring that into my teaching anyway. So when we are teaching the principles of Kathak, it's not about just making it disciplined and philosophical and mythological, because if children, especially from here, don't understand the stories of India, then it's not relevant to them. We have to find stories of Britain or something that they're familiar with. Sometimes even we have classes like mothers and daughters classes. In that we play games, we play hopscotch, we play tig, we play this, that, but we make it into a Kathak style. We will ask the kids to give us a story and then we will depict it through Kathak style. And as people kind of become familiar with it, then we bring in the discipline, then we bring in the kind of the dedication that is required. Of course, to master any art form, whether it is hip hop, whether it is you have to beatbox, whether you have to do anything, you have to practice. So that is always drilled into the students. But I think it's the fact that it is just so modern. I think people sometimes think, oh, Indian dance, it's from the north of India, it's traditional. It's not for me. There is nothing that cannot grasp one's attention by doing Kathak.
I have seen many of your students and also many of your followers who are of different culture but really influenced. Why do you think they are influenced with Kathak and with your dance company? Is that something special?
I think so, because the passion is, my passion in teaching is there, and I think that also makes a difference. When somebody is doing Kathak or teaching Kathak, they have to believe in it. My life is about Kathak. I don't do a job. I don't go, okay, I have to teach now for 5 hours, and it is part of me. So I think that rubs off. But also when we are trying to convey an emotion, a dynamic, especially to students who are not from the Indian culture, then you need to find familiarities, you need to find where is their commonplace, and then how do you pull that into Kathak. Kathak is just a language, it's a movement language. Like we learn a language, mother tongue or whatever, we use that to express, and Kathak is just that. You learn a language to express, and so there's no boundaries, there are no cultural boundaries, there are no age boundaries, and I think making it fun is one of the key things, and we are getting more and more students joining.
Hello, I'm Dan Nichols. I'm the saxophonist and keyboard player with the project. I've been working with Sonia Sabri for a number of years now with various different projects, but this is my first time working with Sonia, also my first time working with this specific type of dance. So it's really exciting for me, both as a musician and also as a performer of Western music, to have this opportunity to play traditional music from India.
I was born here, brought brought up here. My co-founder, the musical director, and my husband, he's from India. He has a completely different aesthetic to bring. So I think when those two collide, it creates something very different, very fresh. And we've toured the whole world, and people have always come back and said, we've seen so much Kathak, but we've never seen Kathak like this. So I'm really privileged and proud, and by the grace of God, I think we are creating a slightly different edge to Kathak, and I hope I can contribute as much as I can to the Kathak world.